Hey guys, and CSFan001 here, welcome you to another one of those trophy list analysis videos that you guys seem to enjoy. Today's game is Destiny 2. It's not a surprise that I'm doing Destiny 2. What is a surprise is this game's trophy list. It has 14 trophies. Yes, 14 base game trophies worth 1,230 points. 1 platinum, 11 golds, 2 silvers, no bronzes. That is a tiny list for a AAA title. So how difficult is this going to be? What does the list look like? Let's look into that. So yeah, guys, 14 trophies. I was not expecting that at all. It's the least of any AAA title that I can think of off the top of my head. So, Traveler's Chosen, that is our Platinum Trophy. That is self-explanatory. One of our 2 silvers, The Long and Winding Road, reach level 20. That should be probably one of the first trophies you get in this game, considering this trophy list. Now we have a bunch of golds. Zavala's Lieutenant, acquire each Titan subclass. Cade's Pathfinder, acquire each Hunter subclass. Ikora's Protege, acquire each Warlock subclass. So you are going to have to spend at least a decent amount of time playing as each class again, but it doesn't say you have to fully upgrade each subclass the way you did in Destiny 1. And that's very fortunate. That's going to make this probably a lot faster unless there's a whole bunch of subclasses. Now, I'm assuming there's going to be more subclasses in this game than there were in the original, because there were only like 2 or 3 in the base game for the original. But regardless, that's probably not really that difficult. That's probably more just of a grind, if anything, or it might even come fairly naturally with each character. I think my primary character in Destiny 1 is a Titan class, so I'll probably just carry over and start with that again. Show me what you got. Complete Shax's Call to Arms. That sounds like some kind of story quest, so that one may be natural, or it may be like the trophies from like Taken King or Iron Banner. Was that the name of the last DLC? I can't really remember because that's the only one I don't own, which I probably should go ahead and do now and work on those trophies. But that might just be like quest or story related. In a flash, complete a flashpoint. Flashpoints are going to be weekly events that are going to supposedly have like a whole number of objectives you have to tackle throughout the week. And if you get them all done, I guess, in time, you will be able to get the trophy and complete the flashpoint and get some good rewards for it. The People's Hero. This is our only other silver trophy. Complete a heroic public event. Heroic public events are basically just harder versions of the public events from the original Destiny, except that they're also harder to trigger. Like, you have to complete certain actions during a certain public event, during like certain public events, in order to do this. I saw a video about a couple of the ones in the European Dead Zone. So that probably won't be that hard once you know what to do and you have some high-level gear. Now we start to get to the much harder and grindier trophies, at least that's what I would assume. Heart of Darkness, complete a Nightfall Strike. Nightfall Strikes are other weekly events similar to the ones from Destiny 1, except that they're apparently going to be a lot harder, including they're going to have various modifiers put into the game, as well as time limits. So that could be quite challenging, especially early on, at least until you have a really high-leveled character with, a lot of really good gear. Light isn't in this game, I don't believe. I believe it's called Power now, but just, really high level of power or light or just gear, whatever you call it. The Life Exotic. Collect 15 exotic weapons or armor. That's very self-explanatory, but that's probably going to be a pretty massive grind unless there's some way to exploit it in year 1. I think there was something like that in Destiny 1, but I barely played Destiny 1 at all, especially in year 1. Challenge accepted. Complete 30 challenges. That's probably one of the easiest trophies on this list. I don't think that would be too difficult. I don't know if that would be like bounties or just side missions or what, but I don't really see that as being too difficult. Belly of the Beast. Complete the Leviathan raid. I assume that is the only raid available in the base game, and it's probably going to be very difficult in year 1. But I would think that once we get DLC, and get, better weapons and higher levels and higher power levels, it probably won't be as bad. And that one, you'll probably be able to do it, in year 1, no doubt. This looks to be the hardest trophy in the game. The Prestige. Complete the Leviathan raid or a Nightfall Strike on Prestige difficulty. So basically, I believe there was a trophy for finishing both the King's Fall raid and the Rise of the Machines raid, I believe is what it's called, from Destiny 1 on the hardest difficulty. So this is basically going to be the same thing as that. I don't know exactly what Prestige difficulty is going to entail, but it's basically going to be complete the raid on the highest difficulty or a Nightfall Strike on the highest difficulty. I don't know which of those is going to be easier. So that trophy is going to be pretty difficult, especially in year 1, but I think once we get DLC and, like I said, get a higher level higher power gear, better gear, all that kind of stuff, it probably will be much more doable. And our final trophy, Lest Ye Be Judged, Encounter an Emissary from Beyond, that is probably the trophy for completing the main storyline. So that should be a story-based trophy that's unmissable. So overall, like I said, very, very surprisingly short trophy list for such a massive game. But I did see a few things that I really, really like about this list. Number one, there is no straight-up flawless Raider trophy in this game. I mean, prestige difficulty might be the equivalent of that trophy from the previous game, but even if it is, it'll probably be made easier later on with DLCs. Otherwise, it just looks like a lot of grinding. There are no PvP trophies, thankfully. And I mean, I never really liked Crucible. I never really played it, so that's really nice. So really, it just looks very grindy. I mean, you basically just have to, acquire each subclass for each character, complete a single flashpoint, a single heroic public event, a single Nightfall strike, some challenges, which is probably just grindy, a single raid on the highest difficulty, which, like I said, I think is going to be the hardest, as well as the story. So my assumption is that if this game is anything like Destiny 1, then year one, the game is probably going to be about a 7 out of 10 and 50 to 100 hours to platinum, because I believe the story is supposed to be like 50 hours long. That's what I've heard. I don't know how true that is. So regardless, that's what the story is going to be like. And then in future years, I think the difficulty will probably drop, especially for for both new players and returning players, because you'll be able to be a higher level, have higher level gear and such. Then, of course, you'll have difficult DLC trophies, though, most likely. And it looks like with this short of a trophy list, we're going to get very long DLCs, or a lot of DLCs and DLC trophies in the future. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Destiny 2 drops on September 6th. I am picking this up day one, so feel free to send me a friend request if you want to join, if you want to make like a clan or something on this game, because I'm going to need people to play this with. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. See you for the next one.